Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. 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 Can you guys hear me? Mic check. Hey. Just want to make sure that I'm heard at all through this. If not, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? Hey. Okay, hold on. Yes, awesome, awesome. How well can you hear me? Awesome. Hey Becky, just a little mic check here going on. I want to do a little difference. Mic check, just like so. This is the one of the mic checks, and this is another mic check. How does this sound? I have no idea. I have no way of testing. And so back to this. What do you think is better? Just let me know. I have no way of knowing what is better. But the first one is better? Okay, awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Since the mic is right here. Awesome. Thank you, Becky. So, yeah, I'm right now in Universal Studios in Hollywood. The Hogwarts is right behind me. It's all nice and pretty. And so basically, I just want to kind of come here and chill out and talk about Hogwarts Legacy 2. And it's awesome being here, really, just like while actually sitting in Hogsmeade. This is pretty neat. I have some butterbeer right here. I couldn't get pumpkin juice mostly because they only sell it in the three broomsticks. This is the broomsticks. This is like the outside patio of it. And there's a huge, huge line. So what we're gonna do is basically, first I wanna chat with y'all, say hi, how you guys doing? And then I'm gonna answer some questions about that you've submitted actually on the recent tweet and YouTube post. And then I'm gonna answer the chat's questions. And then at the end, we're gonna walk around Hogsmeade. I'm gonna show you some things. But right now, just wanna kind of say hi. Yeah, sorry for jiggly wiggly. Thank you, Jamie. Hey, Becky, Ethan, Oblong Surfaces, shout out to the members. Shout out to the members. Steph, hey, I saw before. Sending fire tornadoes, another member. Welcome, welcome, guys, to Hogsmeade. I'm more calm. Well, not calm. I'm trying to hold myself, but not being too loud and everything because there's a lot of people here today. It's mostly because there's the holidays coming, and a lot of people are flocking to Universal Park. And honestly, that's the best place to kind of get yourself ready into the holiday mood in general. It's kind of cool. I wanted to dress up in a full attire, but I think this is better, mostly because it's oddly warm still right now. Like it was pretty cold a few weeks ago, but it all of a sudden became really hot. So I'm like, nah, I'm gonna be sweating. Oh yeah, butterbeer. So it's really good. It has the whipped cream. Let me see. And of course, you get the mustache as a result. But so I have things because I'm streaming from a phone. I have things written down in a notebook. All your questions. We're gonna get there in just a few minutes. But yeah, it's like I've been wanting to go to stream from here for a long time, but it's I never know how the connection would go. And last time I streamed here, I was with my sisters, so and it went pretty well. So I was like, yes, I want to do this. Hey, Nicholas, how's it going? How you guys doing? How is your Thursday going, by the way? And still let me know if you can still hear me, or if like, you know, you hear a lot of noise or whatnot. Because last time when I was testing, I was just using the phone's camera, but yeah, and it was fine. But I would have to like yell more. How'd you guys like yesterday's stream? A collab. I wanted to. I always like inches away before shaving my beard and leaving just a mustache to support Andy's mustache. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I love collaborations like that. It's so cool to just like to have a moment with all the nerds and just chill and talk about whatever. I know Chandler. There was EQ and Chandler there. It seems like, and Eric EQ. He's the I believe the head of the marketing team. He basically works together with with Chandler, and yeah, he's sorry about the mustache because I know when I visited them, he appreciated mostly because the entire Avalanche software team has that mustache. It's just the mustache, no beard, nothing else. Well, like a scruff. It's a trend, and when I went there a year ago, everyone was there. It was Eric, it was Chandler, it was Andrew. Who else? There were a lot of people who were also wearing just the mustache. So I maybe I should join that team too, with a mustache, I guess. But the thing is, I have patchy mustache, beard, and I don't get that much scruff, so the look won't be exactly that.
Trash? Okay.
I know. Yeah, it's like it's perfect, like holiday vibe in general, and just like the fact that there's just Hogwarts, just right there, just like yeah, no biggie. It's right there. Oh, it's so cool. Hey, dirtbag face. Appreciate it for stopping by. Yeah, actually, I live really close. It took me maybe a 10-minute drive to get to the park, and so I see it from where I live every single day. It's pretty small, but like yeah, every morning at the time I walk my dog, I see the shows. Well, like the not the full show because it happens. So every night right now they have like a Christmas theme show, light show. So in front of the castle, there's a little courtyard. Not like the courtyard in the castle. We never go to the actual like in the towers. You never do that. But in front of it, there's like you can gather, and there's a light show that they shine projectors on the castle, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. During the Halloween era season, they do like dark arts theme, so the castle is always lit in a green with green light. And right now it's all blue at night. But I wanted to do a live stream. Maybe I will do a video. I'm not sure, but I'll need like Carlos to come with me. The thing is, you can see me pretty clearly right now, but at night it's gonna be dark and there's not that many lights. It will be very grainy. You would barely see me. You will only see the show basically because that one's pretty bright. So that's my hurdle, unless I would be allowed to bring somehow more professional equipment and lights officially here to Universal, then that will be more possible. It would be I would love to do some Universal like Wizarding World streams. That would be awesome, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. But I was gonna. Hey Joe, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce exactly the name. I see that A umlaut. I call it umlaut because that looks like in German language the umlaut. Do you think Hogwarts Legacy 2 will continue the Hogwarts story first, or it will come up with a new legacy? I think. Okay, we will get into the questions more, and there's one of them in there, and I'll elaborate more. But I think they will continue because they created such great characters. They're well written, well established. You connect to them, you relate to them, and there's no reason why would they ditch that and start from scratch. So in the same way how in the very first Harry Potter movie or in the book, they established Harry, Ron, Hermione, and like Dumbledore, but like the main trio, right? And we always wanted to see what's gonna happen with them, right? We were like we knew them as if we knew our friends or sisters, you know. So that relationship with characters is very important to do, and very like it's very hard to achieve, you know, from audience to a product to like to a story, right? So the fact that we are connected right now, it's pure gold for the creators because they now can use those characters. They can continue stories of those characters because we know them, because we relate to them, and because we like them. So yeah, I definitely think it's gonna be a continuation. If that answers the question. Yeah. There's too much left on that. Exactly. There's hey Ultra Blue. There's too much unanswered, specifically about our character, about ancient magic in general. Yeah. Uh, it seems like they did write great. Yeah. Exactly. I don't think it was considered bad. I think some people took it as like bland and generic, and I guess it is. I mean, they had to create a story that also would work perfectly for a video game in terms of so you can do stuff with it, but they they found out that the story with Sebastian, that one worked better. That people connected to technically a side story more than to the main story, and they definitely took notes of that, and they will make sure that they will include a bit more, you know, better writing, solid writing, and higher stakes in the main story in general. Because I think Sebastian's story, why it also connected, it had high stakes, right? There was emotional attachment to that, and so I think that they definitely take a note of that people latched onto this, and so they will. I think the main story will improve in the sequel for sure. Yeah. Picture this: you've just finished, hey, and everyone, loot everyone. You release Sniffler from you. Oh yeah, that would be great. Just Sniffler helping you out, collecting all the coins. Yeah, that would be great. That could be awesome actually, because for example, in some video games, so like you collect the loot menu, right? You kill all the enemies, and there's a loot on the battleground, right? And then you come up to each and every one and pick up. But then in some games, you can like upgrade like a power that automatically like auto collects everything that is being dropped. That could be the Niffler power. The Niffler power. Oh my god, that could be a band in the Wizarding world. Niffler power. Like a rock band, like in the see, that's another thing. I like that they included music in like of the portraits and in the one of the Hamlets. Remember that there were musicians playing. I want them to go more with that, because, for example, when in the Goblet of Fire they introduced the bands, there was a rock band playing at the Yule Ball. That was awesome. That was like, we relate to that as like we have like celebrations, we have proms, whatever, right? And we have rock bands, so it's like that part was very related. We could relate to that a lot, and I want them. It would be great if they go, they develop more of that. It's just it's not necessarily something that it's playable or interactable, but more it's world building, just of the minutia of the background stuff. And I think they did fantastic with the first game, but I think it's just they can be going beyond. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and start reading the questions that you guys submitted. I will hold on. Oops! I almost dropped the camera. Hold on. I'll browse through my notes. You should take a look at beautiful Hogwarts. If you could see my scribbles, they're all nuts. Like what I write, like every time so I'm a little bit old school. and I still have notes, but also because, well, I also have a day job, and unfortunately, I cannot be using during that day job my phone because I work with the phone, and so because I have to be paying attention to the screen and the app has to be running at all times, I have the notebooks to write to write on. So yeah, okay. I'm gonna start with some Twitter questions that you guys submitted on X. So the first one was submitted by Board Two Tiers, and the question is, will there be companion systems so you can choose a partner for the main quest? Very awesome question. I think the fact that we didn't have companions in the original game is kind of what I think that was sort of telegraphed to us that we're gonna get that, and we didn't get it as a result, but because maybe it's too difficult to create for a game, and well, whatever the reasons were, it was not there. But I think there's a chance we will get it finally in the sequel, because now, because like there are traces of companions in the game right now, like they're so Roxy, another member who helps us out with the channel a little bit with some videos. She found she discovered dialogues, like written dialogues and recorded dialogues of different characters saying certain lines as if they were doing quests with you, but it just they get triggered if you like bring one of the NPCs with you. They have recorded those things get triggered, so it's like they worked on it but they stopped. And with that being said, I think they now have much more time to work on that and bring it to the sequel. And about the partner, I don't know what about that. I'm confused about that part of the question, but I'll leave it at that. I think companions will be a more there's more chance that we actually will get it in the sequel, but also it would be great that we get it, because I noticed that when you do have companions, when you have a second character always hanging out with you, it gives a lot of possibilities for world building and connection and character building. Because, like, for example, why games like God of War, The Last of Us, and who else? And even Spider-Man 2, like they did well because they always have another character that the main character can talk to. They're doing not like they're just traveling, and then there's Mimir telling a story about the lore or whatever that you don't need to know, but you hear it one way or the other, right? Other games are going lazy about it, and you find a note and you can read about it. But it's cool that you can have it. I think in that comparison, just having an actual character telling that lore part that you hear one way or the other is way better, because that's interesting, and you then learn more about the main character, about that the side character, and about the lore, and that worked well in, again, The Last of Us and God of War. That duo, it's awesome. It's very beneficial. And oh yeah, there you go. There are companion mods on PC. There you go. It would be great too, yeah, to play as a different character briefly. That could be interesting. I don't know, like, well, I guess we kind of did that, but not really. We played as Professor Black, but it was the Polygus potion, and it wasn't really. We were them ourselves, but that was a fun quest, by the way. Just like pretending we're him. Yeah, in Spider-Man 2, for example, there were some moments where you could play as other characters. You were switched. Well, that was the main thing. You were not only playing as Miles, but you also sometimes would play as Mary Jane or even as Haley. So that was cool. That was like seeing different perspective, especially that Haley. By the way, guys, if you haven't played Spider-Man 2, I would really advise you should, because I think it's pretty cool. And that side quest with Haley, she's deaf. And oh my God, seeing her perspective, it was so unique and such a heartwarming quest in general. So You should do it. Anyways, moving on to the second question. From Mariana Cross, will we be able to sit down? Okay, this is huge. We need to sit down in the Three Broomsticks in Hogsmeade. We need to sit down at the Great Hall, be able to dine, take butterbeer. Like just right now, like we're just chilling. Like this is awesome, and like actually to be able not just sit down, but actually interact with some objects that are around you. Skyrim has this. It's been there for a very long time. We also technically sit down when we wait for when we switch from day to night. We sit down, so like the animation is there. But I guess I don't know why it was cut out. It feels like such a simple thing that it's just kind of given in many games right now. Well, not really. In God of War, you cannot sit, or Spider-Man, you just don't. Well, no, well, it depends. But yeah, we need to be able to sit, to lay down like in our bed. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Exactly, even going to sleep, to have the option to go to our common room, lay down in bed, and have the option, do we just lay down and then get up immediately, or we wait until next morning, or like in Zelda, or in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I don't remember if the other ones had that, but in Valhalla at least you could do that. You can come to your bed, to your big palace, whatever, and lay in bed, and you can skip time. So that's I think easy to accomplish, and it would add so much to the common rooms, to the purpose of the common rooms, so they would feel more natural in general. Yes. Okay. So moving on to the third question from Nicholas Proestos. Hello, you submitted that on Twitter. Will we have more things to do in Hogwarts in the sequel? I love Hogwarts, but once you are done with all of the activities, which you can complete quite fast, there isn't any reason for going back. I agree. We do need more. I hope for more activities in the sequel, and I think, considering the fact that these particular developers, they listen to the community, they listen to the feedback, and they're also the fans of the lore, and they're fans of what they try to do. We are on the same page with them, because people who are building the game, they're fans of this lore. They're the same nerds as we are. I know it for a fact, and they want the same thing for the sequel, for this game. They want, they're building the game as much for us, but for themselves too, because they're adding everything that they would love in a game like this. So they're very defensive of that, and I'm sure they wanted to do that also here, but because this was their first big game, really, and now that they succeeded, I think they can have more funding, more people to accomplish more things. And I think so. With that being said, I think in the sequel we will be seeing more activities in the castle, more activities around the castle. But the stuff that not is just kind of copy pasted, but has purpose, and it is interesting. It adds character, like stuff to do in common rooms with some, and also things like, for example, be able to talk to anyone, to just have a small conversation, even if NPC says like, hi, I'm having a good day, or you have a good day as well, that's cool too. But you have that ability to talk to someone. Maybe some will have a dialogue, right? Because like a great example is Zelda. There you can talk to literally to anyone in the city, be it a kid or a cat or a chick. Well, you don't really talk to cats, but never mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that part, right? Activities that are unique in a way. Yes. Please tell me you are for a live service version. Not for Hogwarts Legacy specifically, but I would love an MMO, like a separate game, or maybe like an edition of some sorts, because, well, we'll get to that part. I'll make a mental note. I will go through these questions. We'll get to these ones. We'll discuss that part. That's a good one. Okay, moving on. So yeah. Now, we have a question from Miranda, the Mirandalorian. Hey, another content creator. Can I have it now? Good question, Miranda. Um, I think no. That's a definite answer, and I think you're not gonna be able to have it or anyone until like maybe 3 or 4 years at least. I think that's a reasonable expectations to set. So going from now, year 26, 27, maybe even 28, that's when we'll be looking at a potential releases. So yeah, but well, to be fair, like they already have a lot done with the first game, so they are building upon. They're not building from scratch, so that's a plus. So maybe not that long, maybe not 2028, but I think 2026 ish, 27. That's a more reasonable time frame. Yeah. But there, Becky. That's a good thing. One thing is having the game released at a certain date, but another thing is having hearing promotions and stuff like that. So I think it is more. It is very likely that by the end of next year or in early 2025, we will have like an announcement that the sequel is in the works. I think yes, next year and towards the end of next year, 2025, that's when we will definitely hear something because they'll have to become it might we don't it may not even be like a full-on trailer, but it can be a simple like just a logo reveal, right? They did that with God of War, Ragnarok, right? They just did Ragnarok is coming, and then the logo that said goodbye, nothing else. So I think it would be smart to do something like that. That you just like, okay, we're working on it, like it's happening, and then what's going to be in it is going to be just a full surprise, and it did well. It did well because that way people are not they don't know what they're really well. God of War had a solid base before that, and I think Hogwarts Legacy has a solid base. They've shown amazing results with their first game, and even if they were to simply announce the existence, the fact that the team is working on the sequel with just a logo reveal, that would been it. It would work pretty well because people now know what was the previous game and they understand that the sequel will be building upon. So that would be pretty freaking awesome. Oh yeah, there you go, Ultra Blue Junior. It would be awesome to interact with ghosts more. Like we could interact with some portraits. We would pass some and they will like respond to us. That was so cool. But I would love interactions with ghosts. You talk to them. You like, hey, more quests with them. Even like centaurs. I felt like the way it was shown in the state of play, I thought we were gonna have more quests with them, but it was you barely interact with them. They're hanging out in the Forbidden Forest, and then they get involved in that Vice and Fire quest with Poppy. That's it. I thought we're gonna have more like separate quests, and alas, there wasn't any. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, moving on to the next question. Slender Crossing is asking, will it be PS5 exclusive or will it release on PS4? Okay, so I think the core question here is it going to be next gen exclusive? So PS4, PS5, and Xbox Series X. I think so. But it's gonna be. I think so. That's. I'm just like. So one thing. Why they also wanted to release on the previous one, because it's a huge. There's a lot of people who still have PS4s and Xbox Ones, right? And that's a huge audience. The fact that they had so many sales is kind of is the reason behind it. They're like, okay, they did. That's why they did it. That's why they did what they had to do. But considering the fact that this game is now going to be released 3 years from now, and now there are now already talks about PS5 Pro, and same thing. Well, I didn't hear about Xbox, but yeah, well, there's Slim coming out, right? So the Pro is going to be. So we're shifting further and further away from PS4 and Xbox One. Apologies. Sorry. What is this? And so, oh my god, I know how to play this on piano. By the way, sorry. Random. You remember this track from Half-Blood Prince? I don't want to play it for too long, but I love it so much. Hold on, just a quick moment. Take a look at the castle. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Okay, anyways, I cannot play it for too long because I'll get copyright claims. Anyways, what I was saying, I forgot what I was saying. Oh yes, so yeah, but with that being said, that they can be making more money with the PS4s and whatever, we are moving now further away from those, and we will have to be switching to different realm. Soon PS5 will be the last gen, and there will be the next gen PS Pros, PS6 even, right? So also the fact that they were still building the game for those platforms was slowing them down tremendously. They couldn't do that's part of the reason I think why they had to cut a lot of things, is because they knew they were not going to be able to accomplish them on PS4, Xbox One, and especially the Switch. So with that being said, I think it will be healthier for them to move on and be next gen exclusive, but that might hurt their sales. So that will be only executive decision to like, okay, let's do a bigger game, but have it be so freaking good. So even on next gen consoles, it will be sold very, very well. Oh, no worries, Steph. No worries. I was saying hi to you. I thought you were here. Thank you for stopping by. I know I'm kind of in the middle of a day just doing this, but if anyone on the replay squad, hello. But yeah, shout out to the mods and shout out to the members. And guys, hey, if you haven't dropped a like, make sure you do so. It would be really, I would appreciate it a lot. All right, next question. From Dragon MC, will we finally get to play Quidditch? Okay, so, good question. And I don't know how to answer this, but so I think I will answer it that way. Are we going to be able to play a proper, legit Quidditch in the game? No. I don't think so. I don't think like as we imagine it should be, like Quidditch Champions, like Quidditch World Cup, right? The old game, the old Harry Potter game. I don't think so. But I think they might bring some Quidditch that it's still going to be like a gimmick. Like it's going to be something like flying through stars, but like, so it's like they have the check mark checked. Because I talked about this before, and I know people take it differently, but Quidditch, like to make Quidditch work properly, you have to have a separate game because this is a sport. As I said yesterday, you don't have FIFA in GTA. You don't have full-on basketball proper game in a different game. Yes, you will say, but Quidditch is part of the lore. Yes, but that doesn't mean that the developers can have thousands of different people and spend trillions of dollars trying to make those things work in a single title. It's just a matter of that's not really doable and feasible, you know? They have only this much money to spend on. So like, if we were to have Quidditch, a proper Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy, we probably wouldn't have quests like, like the third trial, or we wouldn't have such well-written characters, or they wouldn't have time to spend on the visuals or fixing the bugs, or because there's only that much money they can go for game development, and they have to put it in the right places. And in order to build and develop a proper Quidditch game, it needs a big team, same amount of team. Yeah, it's like it's unrealistic to be asking for that in a single title, and unrealistic from a business perspective and from just where we like maybe in a few years there will be more easier to do that, to have a proper full-on established a video game to be inside of a different video game. There are two different genres. Sure, as we go on, because with new engines like Unreal Engine 5 and going beyond with to newer consoles, things are faster to build and to play as and to load. So yes, we will see that eventually, but I don't think again. So that's my bet. I think in Quidditch, in Hogwarts Legacy 2, we will see Quidditch, but it will be a gimmick, like not that proper. It wouldn't feel like, oh my god, I'm playing a legit Like it will feel like, yeah, I'm flying on a broom and throwing some things into the hoops, and that will be it. Yeah. So that's my bet. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will eventually somehow team up with a different team. Wow, that would be phenomenal. But again, we're gonna have Quidditch champions coming out sometime. I don't know. The game has been testing for quite some time now, and so we'll see what happens with that. Maybe they will do some kind of cross promotion. So it's like, even though we're not gonna have a proper Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy, in the game menu, like before you start the game, they'll be like, oh, if you want to play Quidditch, go to this game, and it will feel like as if you are doing that. If you are having Quidditch in Hogwarts Legacy, but it's not really. It's just like cross promotion, but it will be the check mark. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. All right, moving on to the next. Steph, hold on. Quidditch would be a good MMO. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So poker works for it. Oh, I didn't know. Oh yeah, well, card based. Yeah. On the other hand, for example, games like the board games. Chess and that's more simple. Period. So that is more doable, but yeah. Which, by the way, we should probably have chess to be able to play it. And it's like you download the I don't know. There's so many apps. You just download the code, put it in there. Of course, it's easy for me and for us to people like, oh, just do it, right? But just doing it means literally hundreds of hours and like a lot of American doll hairs, to make things happen. So, who am I to say that? But whatever, moving on to the next question. Let's see, Zuzi Sam is asking, will we see the companions from the first game back? And most importantly, will there be a photo mode? Okay, so I think I answered the first part of the question. So yeah, I think we will be seeing the same characters going into the sequel. We'll see Sebastian, we'll see Natsa and I, we'll see Poppy, Ominous, of course. Yes, and photo mode, it would be amazing. So the thing is, I kind of agreed with Roxy when we were doing the playthrough of Spider-Man 2. There's photo mode in there. It's amazing. You can take pictures. It's awesome. But what I realized, and Roxy made an important note, when you do turn on the photo mode, it breaks the fourth wall. If you don't know what the fourth wall is, right now I have three walls. There's to the right, to the left, and in the back. The fourth wall is you. So usually in the movies, characters in the movies don't acknowledge. They don't look in the camera. They don't break the fourth wall. You're always immersed. You're always in that world, right? So that's what it means. But when you turn on the photo mode, it kind of breaks that fourth wall. You realize instantly, this is just a game. Everything is fake. Everything is just CGI. Everything is not real. These characters are whatever. You can pause this, right? You have that in the back of your mind usually, but you have that immersion. So not having photo mode might be something, might be a choice, and I can understand it. But at the same time, I would love to have photo mode. As a content creator, I want to be able to just freeze an awesome moment and position properly, adjust the light, and have all the things for a great thumbnail. I would love to have that. So I will say they will probably bring some sort of it, maybe not too much, because in Spider-Man 2 you were able to shift lights, create light bulbs, different lighting, like a very in-depth photo mode. I would love that, but again, that could be breaking the fourth wall a lot. Wait, they blocked video capture and photo mode on Switch? What do you mean? Oh, right. Interesting. Yeah. So, if to answer the question, I think they might bring it because a lot of people were asking for it, but they will make it limited so you don't control too many effects, too much lighting inside of that photo mode. It was just like you can freeze a moment, maybe position your character somehow, and take a picture and have some overlay so you can like post on social media or whatnot. But that'll be probably it. All right, moving on. Exactly, that's what I'm talking about. Like this genre specifically, it prefers the immersion, and it's like I just know it. Like that's from my experience. The moment I was able to literally remove background, like in Spider-Man 2, right? To remove background, to switch to green screen, to move different lights, to change poses, I was not playing a game anymore. It was a different thing, right? It was a different, completely different experience. It was like, oh right, like it was. Roxy was right. It literally it breaks the fourth wall, and it was different from that moment. Yeah. Let me have a sip of butterbeer. Cheers, guys. By the way, happy holiday season. Hanukkah is coming. Christmas is coming. Happy holidays, guys. Really excited to be talking to you while sitting in Hogsmeade. This is awesome. Apologies for the mustache. This is good. Butterbeer is good. Oh, me too. I have to do shopping. I have to send so many gifts. Oh my god, I have to be doing this weekend because we have like what 2 weeks left. Ugh. All right, guys, moving on. Becky, hello. This is your comment. I didn't write the full. Like Jingle Becky Bells. Was it on Twitter right now? It's a similar question. Will it be a continuation of the current stories so we get to use our created characters? Oh, okay. So I already said about it's a very good question. I think yes, we will continue the story for sure from where we left off. They will not say goodbye to amazingly written characters like Sebastian Etza and I, and just throw them to the ditch because we love them, we care for them, we relate to them. They will continue that. They will continue them. We will, and I do want to see more of what happens with them. Now, a different part of the question is, will we be able to bring our own character? So, sorry, my back. I think yes, they were able to bring stuff from Wizarding World, so they have our accounts, right? We already have account with with Hogwarts Legacy account. There will be an account if we played Hogwarts Legacy. So, I think so. But even if they don't do that, hear me out. Like literal connection. I think we will still have the customization in the game. In the very beginning, we'll be able to do similar customization stuff. And our main character will still be the same person, if that makes sense, right? Our main character is still the same avatar, is the same Link, is the same. That character experienced everything that we experienced in the previous game. So technically, we will be able to make the same choices of like eyes, of our facial builds, the same what we did in the first game. So, but like it won't matter. You know what I'm saying? Butterbeer stash. There you go. Andy has his stash. Mine is Butterbeer stash. Yes, it has superpowers. It disappears, it vanishes. It helps me become invisible eventually. See, like the mustache is not gone, but it's there. Yes, so, but I think I don't know how difficult it would be for them to bring that information, but it wouldn't be too difficult because it's just a code of like huge, it would be a small file of what you chose in the previous game, and it kind of copy pastes that code in the current one, and it will be the same. Like it will choose for you. Like, so this is the character that you built here. Do you want to make changes, right? So I think I think yes. I think they will have some feature like that. want a smarter AI for the sequel. Oh, okay. Yes, that it would be cool. I think that some AI was great, but yeah, we could have a more written scripts for different NPCs and different enemies, or what to do in different scenarios. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. All right. Smarter versus only more damage slash health. Yeah, I get. Yeah. I get what you're saying. So like, yeah, instead of making the enemies just be stronger and have more health and have us longer to defeat them, have them be difficult, have them be unique and have unique modes in them. God of War, Spider-Man has more or less copy-pasted enemies in general, but there's some bosses that are unique. Elden Ring, oh my God, God of War and Elden Ring, those two games, and I would say Zelda. But those two games, they're so well done. They're so different from one another, but God of War, every time there's a new enemy presented, it's a presentation. There's like it evolves. There you have to do so many different stuff while battling as a given enemy. You have to be on top of your toes. You have to like evolve, and especially when it comes to bosses, oh you are so invested in those battles. You're afraid to die. Like you hustle in those battles, and I love that. And it's not as brutal as in Elden Ring, where it's like, oh, come on, like what the hell. But still, you gotta learn their moves a little bit. You gotta do, and they're different. Like remember the fight with Kratos and the dragon in the first one? Oh my God, that was so freaking epic. That was so cool. So I hope that we're gonna see some evolvement of that. So the battles with at least bigger enemies are more three-dimensional in terms of it, like the battles change, evolve, because that's how it is in God of War. In those bigger battles, you start in one spot and then something changes, like now you use a bit different different weapons. Now you're in a different area. Like it evolves. Battles evolve, and I would love to see that in Hogwarts Legacy as well, in the sequel. Yes, 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 yes. All right, moving on. Becky was a great question. Okay, Pop Justin asked, will Hogwarts blueprint change again? Good question. Um, Let me see. I think so. It's a given thing, but I don't think it would change tremendously. I think they will change the the grand staircase, because it's kind of now part of the lore that it changes time to time for no apparent reason. It does. Um, I mean, staircases move. They have a mind of their own. And Hogwarts changes itself. It adapts to different environments, to different, like every headmaster brings something new into school. So it's kind of in the lore that the castle changes. Well, it was brought in the lore because throughout the movies, castle changed quite a bit. And it changed here as well. And I think, because we will need to see something new about it, right? So yeah, I think so. I think it will evolve. I think there will be some new rooms added. I really hope we're gonna have more secret passages. I was so excited to see the secret passages and those portraits being opened, and only one. Well, technically, there are a few more. There's the Kevin, not Kevin. Well, I call it the Kevin portrait, but it's the werewolf, the secret Easter egg room. I call it Kevin because I was Kevin, the Snow Knight, when I discovered that. It was a big K, and because of that, I thought, oh my God, that there's an entire huge portrait for Kevin with the letter K. And that's why I went in. So, otherwise I wouldn't have discovered it on my own. Moving on. Yes, Kevin the werewolf. Exactly. But remember in the State of Play showcase, they showed you open with Akio the room, the portrait, right? And there's a house that's coming towards you, and then the door opens. I was like, yo, that's freaking awesome! And but it's only one instance when that happens. I'm like, really? I thought we were gonna have like so many all around the castle that you're gonna be able to cast like that. But no. Yes, the Snow Knight. The Snow Knight. There you go. All right, moving on. So yes, I think the castle will change, but not by a ton. The sorry, I cannot read my own. The tool is asking, will it be at Hogwarts, and if so, how can it do that without being stale? I think I know what you mean in terms of. I will interpret your question because I think what you mean, and I have an opinion about that. And it kind of relates to the fact, will the castle change? See, we haven't had a proper Harry Potter game set in a proper game set in the Wizarding World for a long time. And we had. So we had that opportunity to explore castle in high detail, to do all this, right? And we got it. Now, going back to the castle, for me, it's freaking amazing. But for more, how you call it, everyday gamer, like more general gamer who is not a big Harry Potter fan, that will be a bigger hurdle. So like, well, I already went there, like what's new about it? So they must find a way to have us go to castle and be, and not feel it like, well, this is just the same thing. You know, like, I get what you're saying. So there has to be something introduced. It can be with narrative, it can be with ambience, it can be with more things to do in it. You name it. There are so many things that you can do to make that happen. But that's a good thing. And I don't know. I can't answer that question. How they're gonna. Well, I guess that's kind of answer. It's like by adding more immersion, by adding more characters to interact with, by adding more things to do in the castle, and having more lore and story told while in the castle, that will make it more important. So yeah, I think going that way. Again, I always go back to the storytelling. Storytelling is so important for anything or in video games. And it's not always felt like, oh, this is storytelling because you are doing stuff, but that's the core. No PlayStation exclusives? Well, maybe it will happen because it looks like, Warner Brothers and Sony are big friends. Looks like. So I think it is likely actually chance that we will have another exclusivities, limited, not all the way exclusive, but limited, like Haunted Hogsmeade Shop Quest. Yeah. Yes, and but another question: would this other part was inclining, like, would we go to other schools? I think if we were, it would be very brief, something like when you go to Azkaban, right, or something like that. Like, I think they will build new locations, like the Ministry, Diagon Alley, London in general. I think there's a chance a great chance we will see that, because marketing-wise, that will be able to bring more people in to, like, oh, we're gonna be able to go there because in the first game you could explore Hogwarts, but now it's the rest of the world. Oh, right? So marketing-wise, we always have to think marketing-wise too. For bigger audience, and it has to be iconic. But yeah, so I would love for them to introduce a new school, for them to. Oh, I love the soundtrack. So awesome. I love the soundtrack. I don't know, it makes me sad all the time. It makes me real sad. So yeah, it would be awesome to see visualization of a different school. We never really seen that. It was only in animation, right? Something like on Pottermore. We saw Ilvermorny briefly, and there's some images. Yo, it would be amazing to see them recreate that, and it would be a big job because basically they would be the first ones to bring the looks of those castles, or well, of those schools. Hey, Scottish Craig! Sorry, I didn't say hi. Yeah, it's been a while since I streamed. It's been. Oh my god, I'm gonna switch position a little bit because I'm kind of. Ah, there you go. There you go. Yes, yes, because and that's another good point, dirtbag. I would like other schools have different way because first of all they're different cultures and they have different wands, different type of cores. They not entire world buys from Ollivander. It's only in the United Kingdom. That's it. Everywhere else, there are other wand makers who are probably better and have different. They don't only stick to three. Like for example, in the United States, there's Thunderbird feather wands. There's Kelpie core wands. There Grapple, not yeah, I think Grapple maybe even. So like there are different types, different wood type. There's a seashell type core. There's a coral, using corals as a cores. Different wood types. Palm trees also. Even stone wands. As a wand maker myself, I know quite a bit about wands in different cultures. So so that could be interesting to see different culture, the approaches of different cultures to magic, and how it exists there. This is part of the reason why we need not a reboot of Harry Potter, but a brand new story somewhere in other parts of the Wizarding world simultaneously. And have freaking just like their superhero movies of different ones. We have the same amount of different schools and different cultures of the Wizarding World's stories happening simultaneously, and then colliding in one ultimate, place. And forget about Harry Potter. Well, he can still be there. Anyways, that's just my thing. Because I would love the continuation and evolve and so Wizarding World grows and expands to other cultures. There's just so much opportunities to tell new stories, because the Wizarding World is based on the legends and folklore that we thought are were just legends, right? But it flips everything and turns it into like, oh, this is legit stuff in here, and it's a common thing. And there are different legends and folklores all around the world. You gotta just tap into that, and there's so much potential. Yeah. Anyways, moving on. More dangerous beasts. I totally agree. I made a video about that, going brutal, and so I guess not everyone agree with that. But in terms of like, so Elden Ring is a great example how many different enemies you have in the game. And part of that is also that everything is killable in the game, kind of like in Zelda. So there's just like every area has something unique and something so bizarre. Like how is this thing even alive? How are you even moving? What is that the creepiest thing ever? And Wizarding World has those capabilities. Like there's gargoyles, those, so many fantastic beasts. Like, what is that? And so I think they should turn into enemies, and so there are different monsters that can be lurking around, not just duck bugs and a couple of dark wizards and goblins, but just different areas will be presenting something new. Like for example, in the new video I talked about lethofolds. It's so creepy looking. It's like a shroud. It's a cloak-like creature, kind of like Dementor, but not a Dementor, and just lurking around. It looks terrifying. So I would love to see stuff like that. I want to be scared for our lives while we are exploring in the areas or outside castle. Like literally because again, that's about raising the stakes. Yeah. I would love to visit Ugado. I think that's probably the most likely place with most likely school that would be shown in the sequel, if it will be, because we have Natsai from there. So that would be phenomenal. It would be freaking phenomenal if they do that. That would be a headliner for me. That would be a headliner for the entire Wizarding world, not just gaming wise. Everyone would be like, yo, they made a new school and you can explore it briefly. Not all the way, but just like a little bit. You can see it. That would be freaking huge. Uh, Silver Legion, what do you think the developers should not do with Hogwarts Legacy? Okay, I will get that. I'll get to those parts. I'm almost done with these questions here. I'm taking longer than I should have. Oh, that was the last question from the Twitter. Now I'm moving to from the YouTube questions, but I'll go quick, fast, kind of. So Oblong Surfaces has asked, will Deke still think we should be proud of all the potions we brewed? Yes, well, good question, because we're going to have Deke and Room of Requirement there. I think so, and he will always be proud of all the potions that we brewed. Always. Always, no matter what. Yes. Okay, good question. Then Pete 27144. Hey Pete, appreciate it for the question. If there's really going to be a true sequel, meaning year 6 at Hogwarts for us, oh, that's the question. I wrote it in the wrong intonation. Yes, I think it's going to be years. I think so. I think it's going to go year 6, with the potential ended before year 7. So maybe there's a third part, but we still will be kind of, I think, going to the ministry. Someone from the ministry will be like inviting us to partake in certain different missions, raids, whatever. So yeah, how will they change the introduction period? In the first game, we had to learn spells and meet people, but in year 6, there's less need for that since we have already learned so many spells and we have met the whole staff already. Okay, very important question. Very big decision making for the developers, because do you make us forget literally every single spell and learn from scratch, or we have that? I think it would be kind of, I'm sorry to say, but kind of dumb if we just randomly forget literally every single spell that we just learned and know nothing. I mean, in the introduction, we will still get reintroduced to the spells, because keep in mind, for some people, this will be their first Hogwarts Legacy game. They will not play. So it will still introduce, like, okay, like we'll get to a point like, okay, cast Depulso, and we will still go through the motion. It's not like we're gonna learn, but it's gonna show us how to do it, you know? So there will still be that part, they will have to do that introductory part. Every game has that. God of War does that too. Even though you know every single move, by the end of the previous game, you go into Ragnarok, you don't have those moves. They're erased from everything, and you kind of just start from scratch. But there are a lot of moves that are just quickly re-added. So it's like it's going to be a rework, and they'll have to introduce stuff one way or the other. But it not necessarily will be like, oh, we just don't remember any of the spells. You know, it's a trick situation though. But I think they will go kind of like in God of War. Yeah, exactly. It makes sense to practice some spell. That's true. I think so too. Scottish Greg. There's a potential for Hogwarts Legacy and like those enrolled games. They continue keeping up that they can turn into Assassin's Creed type. If they create amazing, like continue these characters and continue pushing, telling their stories and spreading out. Oh yes, you can do so much. Exactly. Yeah. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, I think. Oh, okay. So there's a question about that too. So, okay, I'll move on. Then BBC 007 asking, do we have a mode of play where we can just pause, pursue academics? Can't believe I'm saying this, but I'd like to actually attend classes at Hogwarts instead of going on dangerous quests. Okay, so I think we all have that. I personally am that guy who would care less about the the classes, I would take a few and then just like, okay, bye. I'm doing other stuff, but I get that part. It's cool. I want to have that a little bit of the sim part, like role playing, that you're just a student and doing regular stuff without the need, like you're basically playing as an NPC. Yeah, I would love to have that a little bit, or have some options to actually have a chance or opportunity to attend some classes, just like you said. Yeah, that would be great. Hey Yoko, how's it going? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm now wrapping the YouTube questions, so we'll be talking to you more. I mean, I'm talking to you. I'm just kind of doing that, and then I'll walk around the Hogsmeade as we'll be moving towards the end. But okay, welcome. Yes, having more classes in general, so they're not maybe like cutscenes, but it's like that's another thing. Like they cannot just make Persona 5 in the Wizarding World. That would be MMO. That would be MMO, right? Harry Potter, massively multiplayer. There you could attend actual classes together with other people. There someone would be an NPC teacher, and at certain times of the actual days or in the game, whatever, there will be a class and a bunch of people can come in and just sit there. Yes, that is a more likely thing. But in the single player, they're just not. It's doable, yes, but are they gonna do it? I don't think so. I don't. Well, they'll just probably make classes be more cool, and they feel like, oh, yo, I took a class and I learned something. I feel like I'm a student. I think they will add that immersion part, but it still won't be like Persona. Yeah. So to answer that question, yeah. Next question from some blokes 2022. He's asking if we can actually be evil this time. Well, I think that's what we kind of asked. So the developers seemed like we're afraid of making us either evil or good, just given labels, you know? And so they removed that morality part where we can be whatever. Oh, hi, there's a squirrel. Did you see that? Hold on. Hi. Oh my god, hi. He said hi. Is this Peter Pettigrew? That's Peter Pettigrew. Well, it's a squirrel grew, but still. Oh my god, he just looked into my eyes. He looked into your soul. He's the star of the stream now. I know, he looked right at you. I know, that was so cool. Alvin, yes. Oh my god, well. That's so fun. I never saw like they just like usually you approach them and like ask them to come over, and this one's like, yo, do you have food? No. Give me food. All right. Moving on. So what was I talking about? So if you can be evil, right? If you can be evil, so yeah, but the people, so they made it so it's like, no, you're neither evil nor good, you just whatever. But in the end, you do make the choice, the evil or not. But we were asking, a lot of people were asking, it would be great to have that separation, to actually have two different paths. And if they do that, there will 100% will be people, oh my god, why the game is calling me evil? I don't want to be either or, I just want to just have fun. It will happen one way or the other, that type of critique. So, but I think they will this time go for a more advanced morality, because I think there's more possibility with more time that they have to work on story and have possible more elaborate, longer story paths. Yes, because as I pitched the idea yesterday, I think that could be cool if we focus, if like the focus of like the theme of the new game is going to be more involved in Muggles and them being actual threat to the wizarding world, right? And so there will be some wizards who want to punish Muggles and push them down to where they belong and go on the top, just like Gellert Grindelwald wanted to do, just like Voldemort essentially wanted to do, but through very torturous and barbaric methods. Have the pure blood, right? But others wanted to like still be calm, like just not fight, just be calm, but still be under, right? So that will be our choice probably. We could split. Either we actually be against Muggles and go very brutal way and try to push them down, and maybe as a result we will succeed in that. We'll have that one ending where, Wizarding Worlds is not, wizards are not going to be hiding anymore because wizards will win. They will just destroy all, well, at least in Great Britain, they'll destroy Muggle leaders and push down the oppression and win and become dominant, and then Muggles will have to hide from wizards. So, and that could be a path they could take. Yeah, it was a lot of fun yesterday. A lot of fun. Okay, so that's about the evilness. I think be evil. I think we will be in the sequel more evil. Where are we? Then we'll have Holy Fook asking, can we expect proper companions? I think I answered that question. I don't know why I read it out. But proper companion. Yeah, I think so. I think they will work more on the mechanic of having the companions, and yeah, I think there's a more chance for that happening in general because, as I said, having companions, have a second character constantly being with you, but not necessarily, gives opportunity to develop more the characters, more storytelling opportunities, because that you can be having conversations at all times, be telling more stuff. That is gold. That is gold. Okay, next question. Addie, it's with an A. So Addie is asking, will we be able to have choices that actually impact our game? Okay, so yeah, I don't know why, my brain was kind of fuzzy when it was written out. So yeah, I think so. I think with a more elaborate morality system, we'll be able to make bigger choices, which drift in towards more evil or good path. In the sequel, considering the fact that a lot of people wanted to have that, and that's a lot of replayability, because if you chose those paths, you went more evil, then you would definitely want to replay and see what happens if you go good. Because, for example, in the game, like, that's a different game, but still, in a game like there was Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle Earth, and you could play as a good campaign and evil campaign. And in good campaign, you kind of go through the movies, right? You play as Gandalf, whatever. You elves, Gondor, Rohan, all those people, and you win just like in the movies. But then as an evil campaign, you play as Saruman and then Sauron, and you win. You destroy Minas Tirith, you win at the Helm's Deep battle, and all of that. And so it's like an alternative ending there. Men are dead, now orcs rule Middle Earth. I would love that, but I don't know if that's really possible to have that big of a difference in a game like this. If they have resources enough to get that accomplished, I think that's a lot to ask for. With that being said, I still think the choices will be more impactful in the sequel. Yeah. Oh my God, yes, give us Battle for Middle Earth 3, for crying out loud. I by the way, yeah, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan as well. And we need a new game. Hold on. Butterbeer, cheers, guys. Also, if you have been sitting for a lot, stand up, stretch, have some water. Yeah. So good, but so sweet. I wish I could get pumpkin juice. I'll get it next time. I'll be doing these streams every now and then, not too often, because I still have to pay for parking here every time I park, and it's a lot. It would be great if they had a pass, because I got a season pass for this thing, so I'll be able to be coming back here. There's a chopper. Okay, let's see. So I answered that. Then House 3731 is asking, is there going to be more purposeful item system, and deep dungeon dives. Okay, so I don't know exactly what I mean by item system, but what I would love to have unique items. So like, in every chest and from every enemy we would get random ass stuff. I would love it to not be like that. I would like to different enemies have specific armor and unique to them, and different locations have specific items. Different chests have specific items. So there could be a lot of hidden stuff that you could discover or not discover. And again, uniqueness, that's kind of replayability. That's also, like in Elden Ring is the same way. But in order to have that, you need to have a lot of enemies and a lot of enemy types to have that diversity. But I just would love to have, like, when I went to Azkaban and there was a chest somewhere, or like someone dropped something there, like, and I get just random ass stuff from school, like, that doesn't make sense. And I get it, it's just the loot, right? But like, it would be great. I got some, like a Dementor's robe, and you can wear that thing now, so that uniqueness I would love. And yes, more deep dungeons. So the main quest dungeons were freaking amazing, I think. They are deep, there's a lot to do. I love that stuff. But there's so little. There's only 4. And then, but also more dungeons like the Haunted Hogsmeade Shop quest. Yo, that one is so awesome. I would love to have a dozen or ideally more dungeons like that. It's a lot to do, but it's doable. And I think it's worth spending more time and money on doing those dungeons, because I love that thing. Just one dungeon, you spend like 2 hours exploring and finishing, and and it's so unique, and there are puzzles and everything's in it, like in Zelda, so it's like they have it a little bit. Also, even like the Depulsor rooms. Remember the Depulsor rooms? I love it, but I would love more if they were. Sorry. That's butterbeer. I would love it more if they were combined. So like the stuff that is in the difficulty of the Depulsor rooms, the same difficulty of puzzles in other dungeons. That would be so awesome. I would love that. More hidden pensives. Yes, either pensives or whatever they come up with the story. That's great. I will accept. But it's like, have that interactability. Have that dungeon part where like, okay, I need to open this door, but I'm literally struggling. I have no clue how to open it. I'm so struggling. I'm stuck. I need to Google right now. I need to see some walkthrough or something like that. I don't know what I'm doing here. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So have it a bit more difficult. That's what I'm looking for. And a bigger variety as well. Yeah. Because when I saw the dungeon, because the dungeons that are called dungeons in the game are not really dungeons. They're just little tiny caves with a single chest. And you're like, I remember going in and so many of them, like, what's gonna be here? Like, oh, it's over. So like, it was like a little, Yeah. I don't think we could wait that many as those tiny little dungeons like in the first game of the big dungeons, but. I think it's doable to have like a dozen or a couple of dozens. Majeka, that's why we need to have all the different things people are asking for. But see that I think that's what it's gonna be. I think Hogwarts Legacy will be a single player, maybe multiplayer. With some co-op, maybe like some co-op options, single player open world RPG. It will be its job, and it will do it the same way how Hogwarts Legacy does in terms of what it is in the genre. And there will be other games that not necessarily will be related to Hogwarts Legacy, but will somehow be connected to it because they're in the same like realm. It's Porky Games, Warner Brothers. They will be like intertwined. So yeah, I think that's what we can expect more. Hey Twim, how's it going? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. We're like in the second leg of it for sure. Yes, get it done. But take your time, but hurry up. Take your time, but hurry up. Yeah, totally. But seriously, take your time. We're good. Or just give us the DLC, then we're gonna be fine. We can wait more. Next question. Blah 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 blah. Jade Anthony will asking, will Hogwarts include all 7 secret passages, not just One-Eyed Witch? Yes, I said this before. We need more. Like I was so disappointed when what I was so excited from the State of Play trailer when I saw that opening of one portrait where the house moves towards you. I'm like, yo, we're gonna have that, and we're gonna have so many of that. We're gonna be opening portraits, whatever. And it's only one. And then another the Kevin one. But yes, and the same thing goes for the secret passages. That was awesome secret passage. And it wasn't just a shortcut. It was a long cut because, well, yeah, it took forever to get through it. That was awesome. Something underneath Hogwarts. That's another thing. Like Hogwarts is so mystery. They can do whatever they freaking want. They can add 500 more secrets underneath Hogwarts and we'll believe it because Hogwarts is so mysterious and what's going on. Yeah, so go nuts. Just go nuts and have secrets and like the stuff that we don't like, secret passages that are not just told because that was told about it, right? Well, it was secret passage but we were told about it. But what if there are actual passages like that you can only encounter, and then what? You can walk, Yeah, I totally agree. We need more of that. Next up, Nick the Native 1528 is asking, can we become an animagus? Oh my freaking god! I think so, because I think we're gonna have that ability. Because the enemies in the first game are doing that. And I see why not let us happen. It's almost as if, because like when we, like the mechanic, I'm just thinking from technical perspective, not from the storytelling or whatever. It's already happening, kinda. When we fly on a hippogriff, we just remove us from the top of the hippogriff and we are the hippogriff. We're already controlling it. So technically we are animagus there. When we ride a grab horn, we are technically can be from the technical point, right? Because we are already controlling an animal, right? So it's just a matter of writing more moves and mechanics and different specific like fight sequences or whatever for those animals to have in the game as an option while being an animagus. So yeah, totally doable. They have now a lot of time to make that happen. So yes, I think very likely animagus, yes. Maybe even a werewolf, who knows? Some of the puzzles in Hogwarts Legacy could be easy. Battle arenas could easily be co-op, or just in general everything. Okay, moving next question. I'm almost done. 2 left. Smooth C92 is asking, will the lake freeze in the winter? Good question. I hope it does, because it's winter and things have to be frozen, but they weren't. But there was like a minor thing that is not really, but I hope it does. And I think it will, because they will have more time to actually, again, improve the world building and everything and the castle and all the mechanics that they started here. They're building on top of that and improving. So, and the last question from Robert DW1, he's asking, will there be a Patronus charm? Oh my god, yes. I hope we will, and I think we will, because we need it. This is like not one of the most desired spells in the game, because you can, it's beautiful. It can be different animals. It could be different types, like it could be corporeal, incorporeal. And it's freaking awesome. It's iconic. So we need it. And it is in the game already. Hufflepuffs can see this quest, can see the spell being cast by an NPC during the Azkaban quest. Again, only Hufflepuffs go there. So the animation is there. It's a matter of making us casting that spell and choosing the animal and doing that stuff. But again, we need. But I talk about this specifically in my recent video, Hogwarts the 12 must-have spells in Hogwarts Legacy sequel, and I think it can bring in its own mechanic where the mentors are always they work like these super difficult brutes, like warriors, like in Assassin's Creed. Whenever you kill too many people or you do a crime, they're like police basically. They work like police. So like if you kill too many witches or wizards or whatever, someone calls a dementor on you, like a person, and every time it approaches, the screen starts to freeze. You start seeing your breath. Everything starts, like everything covers in ice, and you have to either hide, try to fight them, but usually those enemies would be so difficult to beat in those games. So you could only do that with Expecto Patronum that you learn towards the end or something like that, or you can pay off the bounty in like Assassin's Creed games. Here you would obliviate those who send the Dementors, and then that's it. They're not following you anymore. And then there's another creature, Lethofolds, that I told you. You use Expecto Patronum against them, just as you cast on the Dementors. You can have Lethofolds hanging out. They're just like beasts and creatures, beings hanging out in the wild. Only in the tropics to the lore, but whatever. You can there can be new undiscovered continental species in Hogwarts Legacy 2, whatever. No one cares about that. As a Bogart, oh my god, it would be awesome to have Bogarts too. Like for example, Bogart so it will take a shape of any specific enemy, maybe different enemies you will be able to defeat only with specific spells, like maybe only water or the fire or the whatever. But Bogarts, you wouldn't be able to defeat with anything but ridiculous, but they look like other enemies. So if you encounter an enemy and you cannot, the life bar doesn't go away, you're like, it's a Bogart. And then you cast the ridiculous but the thing is that I don't think it's gonna work if you're gonna be always alone, because what defeats a Bogart is laughter. And so basically you either have to laugh yourself without the ridiculous, or because ridiculous doesn't defeat the Bogart, laughter does. So you don't really need spell, you just need to look around and just laugh genuinely. But yeah, ridiculous helps with it. It just makes you genuinely not be scared of it and just laugh. Yeah. So for that you would need someone coming with you, like a companion, to laugh at that and defeat Bogart. You can see, okay, so Hogwarts Legacy 2, and by the way, that was the last question here. I am done with these questions. Now I'm just focusing mostly on you, and in a little bit I will walk you around Hogsmeade. I'll show you more stuff. Okay. Whew. Oh my god. Let me stretch, sorry. Zenobia is a Bogart. Zenobia Unok. Oh my god, yes. So yeah, live service in Hogwarts Legacy, I think it could work, but the thing is, with live service games, I'm concerned with that because usually they're less detailed. Live service games, they're not as elaborate. They can be as immersive, but like the quality of visual effects and details that you have in Hogwarts Legacy or in games like God of War, you wouldn't have that in the live service game. Or like when it's an online multiplayer stuff, like fully MMO, because you sacrifice quality for having the ability to run on many different platforms, be compatible with all kinds of platforms while people playing on different servers. So you spend more time developing other things than the actual assets, etc. So that's my thing. I would love to be for it if there is a live service MMO plans or wishes for this game. I prefer to be a separate game completely. Yeah, but that's just me. That's just me. What do you think, guys? Do you prefer Hogwarts Legacy to become MMO? Do you or you want just strictly stay? Because like I would love it to have multiplayer features. Don't get me wrong. It's about specifically being MMO. The best example I think is Elden Ring. I would love it to be exactly the same way, which is very hard to do. So, not in Elden Ring. One thing, you see other players, so you see ghosts. Not all the time. So like sometimes you see a ghost running by, and that was just a quick recorded action on some player, or you see how they died. That is so awesome. It's such a simple move, but you realize immediately you're not alone. You're not alone playing this, and they can give you clues. That's also storytelling a little bit. Like, what did these people discover? You know, because there's so much you can discover in the game. There's so many things that you can do in the game that you can be just lost. And those clues, those ghosts, they are little clues of what you can do. So that's one thing. Another thing, you can summon other players. You can allow other players to invade your world and play with you or kill you, right? Or there's separate battle arenas. In battle arenas, they're just areas where you can just, it's a separate thing. It's a physical thing that you can discover in the whole map. But you enter the building, loading screen, and then it's arena, and you enter that. You battle against each other. So yes, something like that I would absolutely love. Where it's still a single player game, open world RPG, with optional multiplayer elements. Mwah, that would be phenomenal. But very hard to do. You need so many people to work on it. Considering the fact that the game just made over $1 billion, I think maybe they might do that, because look at Elden Ring. It's still being played. They're making a huge DLC for it. There is going to be another game, and usually when a quality game like that exists and it lives for a very, very long time. So, especially with multiplayer. To be fair, I would love a GTA style Harry Potter. That would be freaking awesome. It would have to be in the United States though. That would be the Ilvermorny experience in our time. Yo, there'll be Karens going to Ilvermorny. Yeah. Oh my God, there's the squirrel doing crazy stuff. I can't show because it's kind of far, but it's just jumping from tree to tree. The same squirrel. Don't change a winning concept? What do you mean? Whining or winning? What's winning concept? Yes, exactly. I agree. Because I'm not really a multiplayer guy. I prefer single player games, and I don't really play competitive games because I suck at that. Like when it's like a party game, that's fine. When it's a Mario Kart, whatever. But I don't really play competitive games. So co-op is the most preferred thing to me, to be able to play together, to go in the same direction. That's awesome with friends. Yeah, when it's optional, that's amazing. I mean, Elden Ring, I don't think I think I summoned once or twice someone, and that's it. By the way, guys, if any one of you is playing Elden Ring, let me know, or send me your. I'm on PS5. You can find me by _, I believe. On PlayStation, we could play together. I'm down. By the way, yeah, I'm on Xbox and on PlayStation, just in general, just a step back. You can find me by the same. It's _, like my socials, like for Instagram. Well, See, that's another thing. That's because Hogwarts Legacy, as it is right now, is not built for multiplayer. But if the sequel they would probably rework their combat system in a way so it works also for multiplayer. So while they're overpowered spells, but when you battle against other opponents, anyone can win, right? And it's a more of a challenge. And so maybe some ancient like stuff like ancient magic finishers are not gonna do the same impact as they do in the main game. I think it's something like that. Like there are rules in the battle arenas, like in Elden Ring, and in I have example from the Doom Eternal. It's a shooter, right? It's a single player shooter, but you have online battle arenas. It's the same way like in Call of Duty. That's I think like the best way to do it, to not fully enforce multiplayer on everyone, but have it as an option where it's more limited in terms of what you can do in it. But you don't like that's the biggest part. You compete against other players, or you battle together in a team against other players. That's the best part. That's the uniqueness, and you don't need too much to have people who love that part to enjoy it. I mean, you do. It has to be fun, of course. But like, look at Phasmophobia. I love that game. It's so simplistic, but the way it is built, oh my god! Like, not every playthrough is exactly the same because you're playing it with buddies, and you have the same goal. It's so much fun. I would love that. I would love that for a Within a World game to be doing some activities like that. One day I will play. Why you have the disc but never played it? Yeah, it took a while for me to start the game. I watched maybe 30 or 40 different videos, YouTube videos of which class should I do, what should I do first, how to deal with enemies and whatever. Because I once tried Dark Souls 3 and I hated it because it's tough. Like what the hell? What? So, but Elden Ring was better for me. It was kind of easier in terms of like if you cannot defeat one dude, you can walk the other way and do other stuff, right? But you're not stuck in one area because you cannot progress. So that helped me with that. That's a bit more, and it's oh my god, it's so bizarre and so beautiful. Elden Ring, that is. It's just they're so environments. They're so unique. They're detailed, but it's just it's gorgeous. The way when you are there, you're like, wow, this world is freaking massive. Even though the map is not that big, but the way it is presented, it's opened up to you little by little. Oh wow, it's so good. And I think Hogwarts Legacy has similarities to that. I think in the sequel, they can take inspirations from Elden Ring and from like games like God of War for that. But Elden Ring is more open world, so yeah. Yeah, I totally get it, Scottish Crack. If I would have started without watching shit ton of videos for it, I wouldn't know what to do either. So yeah, you gotta watch, and you gotta have desire. Why I have desire? Because I saw the gameplays. I liked the magic part. I'm the sorcerer. I'm basically Gandalf there, so I like that part. And now I also have a sword and a staff. I love casting spells, but then I'm loving some magic with the swords, and I'm leaning towards that. And so I think once I finish this one, I might do a full sword play. So it's fun. It's fun. And also that's what I love about the replayability. This the last thing that I'll kind of pitch here today, at least before we're gonna go into Hogsmeade and wrap it up. I will say that for Hogwarts Legacy, what I would love to have different classes of characters. Like, let it be actually, it will be controversial, but have be Hufflepuffs, whatever. Well, that's one option of going. But another thing I thought, what could be cool, is you choose a class by a different core of your wand. Sorry, I had a thought. Yes, different cores, different woods. Basically, you have 3 main classes, but they're. I hope that didn't really interfere too much with I had a phone coming in, call coming in. So it would be cool to have different cores, select a different class, whether you're more power, be more like defense, I don't know, like different attributes. I think that would be cool to have, or maybe there's some magic that will allow you to have more melee focus. That could be too. yo, I would, even the simplest stuff, I would love to have the ability to use just fists, you know, like, because, you know, wand is your weapon, but if you run out of, if your wand gets broken, you just start fist fighting, you know? So, like, I think classes would work in the game. There are ways to make them work too. And what you upgrade, the abilities, the spells, it goes through the wand, kinda. I think that could be cool. Oh, you love it? Oh, I want to play Avatar, but I don't have time. So I'm finishing God of War. I'm very close to finishing God of War, and then I want to play the DLC. And I haven't finished Elden Ring yet. I want to finish that. I'm actually close there, but I have to upgrade so much to you know, to continue fighting. So yeah, I will be checking out Avatar next year. So I'm gonna take off my headphones because they will fall off when I walk. Okay, so I'm here. I will be so pissed if actually all this time the quality was just insanely bad of the audio, and right now I should have been talking like this all the time, but it is what it is. I'm gonna tour you around Hogsmeade because it is time. I still have work to do today. Actually, I will be doing that after I'm done with this. I'm almost done with my butterbeer. Okay. Ooh. Quality has been good. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah. Because I don't know how this tiny little microphone from headphones really is. Okay. Hey, DIGI. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really try. I try to be consistent. But yeah, we're done with the questions. Really? It wasn't bad, but this is better? Okay, wow. All right, well, good to know. It was just, right now it's quieter here, so it's better. Before it was just louder in this room. Because see, it's like, people are dining. Anyways. And yes, welcome to Discord, Ethan. So now I'm gonna walk you through. I'm gonna switch for a little bit the camera. There's so many little nooks and crannies. Okay. So we're in Hogsmeade. This feels like we just came from the Nocturne Alley. And came to the Diagon Alley, but again, this is Hogsmeade only. And look, there are reefs. That's so cool. On the, oh, I didn't know there were oh my god! Before I came here, I was looking for bathrooms, couldn't find them. And there are mandrakes here. Hello. They're moving with the earmuffs. This is the herbology place. It's a dogweed and death art? What? Death car, or I can't read that. Let me see. But it's cool. There's Ollivanders over there. Let's go check it out. Madame Puddifoot's tea shop. Sorry. There's the Madame. We have that one, right? In Hogsmeade, because that's where it belongs. The tickets. Madame Puddifoot's tea shop. Even the sign is kinda close. Sorry, my hands are shaky. There's Ollivanders. Oh, I know, Steph. I wanted to, but it was kinda warm today, so I chose not to. But I will next time, because it's gonna be colder now. Ollivanders. There's a new show coming in. And it's cool coming here during the weekdays because there's not that many people. Whose wand is that?
Oh, this is just like in the. Have you discovered that secret room in Hogwarts Legacy? There's a secret room where there's a lot of wands, and you have Ron's broken wands. I want that one. See that curly one? Yo, because I don't have the interactive wand. I would love to get that one. Yo, that looks so sick. Yo, I will be whenever I'm gonna get it, I'll be given that one. I had the one that is in the middle, but I lost it somewhere. So yeah, there's 3 broomsticks over there. That's where in the back of what I was before. Over there. $27 and $40. No, today here was like 70, 72. So yeah, that was pretty warm for me. Although there was some smoke in there. Someone finally succeeded at casting a spell there. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's so many interactive spots all around. All around Hogsmeade. You can just cast. Oh, there it is. They did it. They cast Incendio. Hey, it took forever when we were here with the sisters. Yeah, but it's really cool how like you have different alleys, little nooks where you can kind of go to and just hang out. Okay, be like this. So now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna go to the castle. Hold on. I'm done with this butterbeer. It's really cool here. There are different shops with you can buy robes, diversion. What? Oh yeah, cauldrons. You can spell there. Magic Neep. There you go. That's the Magic Neep. Where is it? See it? Let me see. You just all have the cabbages, squashes, apples, just like in Hogwarts Legacy. Eggs. Beans. Wait, but the regular beans, they're not jelly beans. A bean! Oh my god. I kind of want some beans, but I'm good. I don't want to spend too much money. I gotta be making money. It's the holiday season. Still have gifts to buy. Oh, so much. And by the way, I haven't done any rides today. It's just this. Mostly, again, I have the season pass, and I have blackout dates. So I'm not gonna be able to come back here until like after New Year's, I think. Unless I come back here. Okay. Unless I come back here like next week, literally. Let's check this out. There's Hogwarts. Oh, you were seeing it in the background for entire stream. There she is. Oh, they just opened Wizarding World in Tokyo. That's cool. Nice. Yeah, it's growing. I mean, the amount of money also they make, I'm pretty sure they can be invested in big games and parks. Ah, yes. Chef's kiss. Yeah, I'm going to be using that too. Andy was saying that. Oh, it's a chef's kiss. Is it because there's a lot of cooking shows in Great Britain coming from England? Is it because of that? All right. Well, guys, this was so much fun streaming today to you. I answered all the questions. Submit more. I'll try to stream again, but from home before Christmas. I have a gingerbread to build, and it's a Hogwarts. So look out for that. Oh, you haven't, Steph? You haven't showed me? No, you haven't. But you can. You can send it to me. 2.5 days to print. Oh my god. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be wrapping up here. You have amazing rest of your week. Have amazing gift shopping, or if you don't shop for gifts, that's fine too. Get yourself something nice. Okay, they want me to get out of the way. They have something moving. But yeah, guys, happy holidays once again. I will leave you with. Oh wait, Steph is. That's so cool. Okay, we gotta talk this. Owl rebuilding streams are coming as well. I'm coming as well, y'all. That looks insane. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Oh my god. Oh, 3D printers can print it in so fast. I spent like a year building an owlry. All right, guys, take care. Have fun and happy holidays. Fire tornadoes to you all. Only like it as a spell in Harry Potter. Bye, guys. Bye. There's Hogwarts for you.